That's it live now.
That's it, convener, yes.
Thank you very much. Good morning and welcome to this meeting of Development Management Review. Item 1, apologies. Any apologies?
No apologies, convener.
No apologies. Any declarations of interest? No declarations.
Yes, convener.
Oh, sorry, didn't see your hand.
Right, I was not present for the last item, the land adjacent to Hawthorne Cottage, Baldovan, Strathmartin. So I will withdraw from the meeting prior to that item being taken.
Thank you very much. The minutes of the meeting submitted for approval. These are for the 11th of November and the 24th of November. Are they accepted? Approved?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Right. Item 4. Field adjacent to the lodge, Colson Castle, Collison, Arbroath. The conditions. Following on from the decision of this committee on the 11th of November to uphold the appeal and grant planning permission, we have proposed conditions detailed in appendix to the report. You all read it and do you agree it?
Agreed.
Agreed.
In the second condition, it shall only be occupied by persons and family of persons occupied by the management. How enforceable is this? I mean, it's all right initially, but if something happens to them, they bring in somebody else. Is this enforceable in perpetuity, or what's the timescale on this?
Have we got any information on that?
I would refer you to Mr. Christensen, I think, in the first instance, Sabina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, sorry, this would be in perpetuity. I think they would obviously, if there was a change, then the applicant would be able to, or somebody would be able to apply to amend the condition.
I see. Okay, thank you.
But essentially, the condition is there to ensure that whoever is managing the castle has a residence close to the castle. So if it's not the current occupants, it should be the future person who's managing the castle.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah.
And if they wanted to change that, that would have to be reapplied again, yeah.
That's correct, yes.
So is that agreed then?
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed.
Item 5, land at Dumtroon Steadings, Dumtroon. Following on from the decision of this committee on the 11th of November to uphold the appeal and grant planning permission, we have proposed conditions details in appendix to the report. Have you all read it?
Yep.
Do you agree?
Can I query
Again,
condition 1, please?
Convener, we've got Councillor King, Councillor Miles and Councillor Moore.
Right. Councillor Moore, since you're first on the screen.
Thank you. The condition 1, that it shall, unless a scheme of hard and soft landscaping works has been submitted, can we say until rather than unless?
I think that's normal. This is just a standard condition, Councillor Moore, that goes on in terms of landscaping. Obviously, to allow for further details to be submitted to be approved.
Right. Okay.
Councillor King.
I didn't have anything. I don't know what we were saying. I got that.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
you must have been adjusting something because I seen your hand waving.
That was adjusting my light.
Sorry.
Apologies, Councillor King.
Councillor Miles.
I was doing that.
All right.
yeah, again in condition 1, the way it reads, especially in point 2, existing landscape features and vegetation to be retained. I take it this is the plan has to show which features are to be retained, not everything vegetation and landscape features are to be retained.
I think
the plan has to identify which ones are being retained. Is that correct?
I think that's fair to say. Yeah, I think there's obviously scope to allow to look at what's there and to see what's to be retained. I think that's fair to say. Yes.
Yeah, because we can't insist that every blade of grass is retained or whatever else. So we have it's which.
I think if you read 2 along with 3, existing landscape features and vegetation to be retained, the location of new trees, shrubs and grassed areas.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, that's new ones. News are not existing. The other thing is point 2 is point 2 twice. Point 3 is
Right.
actually misnumbered, but that's
We
very
We can
minor.
certainly sort that for the decision notice going out.
Yeah, fair enough. But no, just as long as it's reasonable that the plan shows these things, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think as I said to Councillor Moore earlier on, I think this is just a standard condition that goes with, in relation to landscaping.
Fair enough.
Thank you. So is it approved, these conditions?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Great.
And at this point, I shall leave the meeting, convener.
Thank you very much, Councillor Moore. Right, the land adjacent to Hawthorne Cottage, Baldovan, Strathmartin. Following on from the decision of this committee on the 24th of November to uphold the appeal and grant plan permission, we have proposed conditions details in appendix to the report. Have you all seen the report? Any conditions? Councillor Miles?
It's just a question on condition 2, prior commencement of improvements access track. Do we know who owns the access track, or have they the power to do the works we're asking for?
Paul again?
I think the drawings and the application drawings that were submitted showed the area, the access track with a blue line, so that indicates that the applicant owns the land.
So they don't need other permissions for carrying out the works. They can get that done. It's just if some of the other neighbours won't be awkward, they may not give permission for doing that. So
I mean, based upon the application drawings, we have to assume that that's the position based on those drawings.
fair enough.
Thank you. There was one item I was picking up. It said it must be connected to the sewage network. I understood we said we would be a preference if it was connected, but if it was unable to be connected due to some problem, a septic tank would be acceptable.
I think that would be I think the condition is worded in that way to, obviously that's the SEPA and Scottish Water indicate that it can be, but obviously at this moment in time we don't have the precise details of whether it can be, so that'll be something that would have to be dealt with at a later date if it's proven that it can't be.
Yeah, that's good.
If I'm correct, convener, the original report said that SEPA wanted it connected to the foul drainage.
That they wanted it connected,
Yes.
sorry.
That's correct. Yes, that's correct. They objected to the basis that Scottish Water had indicated that it could be connected to the public network. The applicant had shown that it was going to be a private system, and on that basis, SEPA objected to the application.
Yeah. Thank you. So, do we approve these conditions as detailed and note that the matter will be referred to the Scottish Ministers for final consideration for approval?
Agreed.
Agreed?
Agreed.
Well, that's the end of the meeting. Well, thank you very much for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Convener, thank you.
Right. That's